We have not talked about wrestling yet on the live show. We've not talked about wrestling.
Someone just broke. Yeah.
I know you're excited for this.
Oh, wrestling is my favorite thing in the whole world. There's nothing like professional wrestling at all. It is my pure joy.
I love it as well. Pumped. And so we had SummerSlam this past weekend.
What a show.
This past Saturday, I thought it was a very good show as well. We're going to go through and we are going to give you our star ratings. We were trying to think of something that could go towards our brand instead of stars, but we're going to do stars.
We'll just Dave Meltzer it. It'll be all right.
Oh, don't even. He shall not be named. But we're going to go through the card here, and we're going to give our match ratings. I already have these posted on my TikTok, so we'll go through the card.
I haven't even looked, so this will be a surprise for me.
Well, thanks for the support, Rafe.
Sorry.
Logan Paul defeating Ricochet. I gave it 5 stars.
5 stars, wow.
That was an amazing match.
5 stars. I'll agree. It was a very good match. I'm a little stingy. I'm going to be very stingy. It takes a lot to get a good, perfect match rating for me. So, it was a 4-star match for me, though. I thought it was a very good opener. Look, whether you like or you don't like Logan Paul, I'm personally one who doesn't really like him, but you can't argue he's come over, and he has done tremendous in every match he's had. You can't deny the talent that he has in this sport. He's very good. I enjoyed the match a lot. Like I said, very good opening match. You got to have in that little sliver of Samantha Irvin, Ricochet's fiance, announce the name, whatever. This feud may not be over. I wouldn't be surprised if they have another match. And I would be happy with that. I think their styles work very well together. 4 stars for me.
I think that they should definitely continue to work together because it was just, like I said, it was such a good match. I thought that, now I am one that loves Logan Paul. I think he is a phenomenal wrestler. I genuinely think he's one of the best wrestlers in the company right now. As far as a wrestling standpoint goes, he is one of the best wrestlers in the entire company right now. He understands the business. He understands how to put on a good match, how to put on a show. I think there's obviously still some improvements, but what he's had 7 matches in the company.
Something like that.
So, there's still time to improve. I really loved the match a lot. Moving forward to Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, I'm going to let you take this because my mic is falling right now, and I need to fix it.
So, it's difficult for good catch. Brock Lesnar matches, they're all kind of the same. And, it's not that they're bad, but you just kind of see what's coming and you know what's coming. I feel like this was, a 3.5-star match. You got Cody Rhodes in there. I think all of the Lesnar-Rhodes matches have been relatively good. I'm glad the feud's over, though. I'm ready to see Cody Rhodes do something else. His reactions have been very good, even after losing to Roman Reigns at Mania, which is a whole other thing that I don't want to talk about right now. But 3.5 stars, typical Brock Lesnar match. Rhodes goes over as he should. Felt like that was the right decision. Feud seems to be over. As I said, I'm ready to see Cody move on to something else.
Good stall. I gave it 3 stars. I thought the match itself was pretty boring.
Yeah.
I will say I love, since Brock Lesnar has come back, I have loved Brock Lesnar. He is finally, like he said back in February, but he actually is doing it. He's starting to give back to the company a little bit. And he's putting on better matches now than he did before.
Yeah.
And I didn't think this was a bad match. I just thought that it was a Brock Lesnar match. And it was very similar to as a lot of things with this Cody Rhodes storyline are, very similar to the John Cena Brock Lesnar match. Was that 13 or 14? I think that was 13, wasn't it?
I believe so.
So, it might have even been 2012. Because that was leading up to
somewhere around.
Whatever. So it was very similar to that, but they picked the right winner for this. I am glad this storyline is over with. I hope Brock Lesnar goes babyface so he and Gunther can have a little thing going on, because I think that would be a really good little feud there leading up to, Survivor Series and things like that. So I gave it 3 stars. The Battle Royal, though, LA Knight finally won.
Yes.
What did you give this match?
Yeah, I mean, it was a battle royal. You kind of get what you get with battle royals. 3.5 stars. I bumped it up to 4 actually because LA Knight won, and finally he gets his big win that we've been waiting for a couple months now. You know, it was a battle royal. There were some cool moments in there. Ciampa kind of went off, which was fun to see. But LA Knight wins, which should have happened, needed to happen, finally happens. So hopefully we'll see maybe a U.S. title win now. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, I'm curious. I gave it 4 stars because LA Knight won, and you know, they made the right decision. I thought that it was good. I mean, the kid got a pop like he won the Royal Rumble at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see where they go with this and how they use this. U.S. title-wise, I don't know, because I think that they're going to put it on Santos. Is that match tonight? Or is that on is that on SmackDown?
It's on SmackDown.
So I'm curious. I think Santos Escobar is going to win that match. So I'm curious to see what they do with LA Knight moving forward, but definitely the right winner. They finally got something right with LA Knight. Shayna Baszler defeats Ronda Rousey. I gave this, I mean, this is 0 stars, dude. That was a terrible match.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it 1.5. Just, I mean, it was something a little different, I guess. But I kind of wish they tapped more into the whole MMA style of it. It still kind of felt more pro wrestling. Look, Ronda Rousey has not worked, okay? She came in. Look, it was the right move for WWE. I think looking back, you didn't really expect things to work out like this. Ronda Rousey was probably the biggest star in the UFC, the baddest woman on the planet. Wasn't just a name. She literally was until she finally lost to Holly Holm. So huge star power. It made all the sense in the world to bring her in. But for some reason, you know, after the initial few months of her being there and kind of that surprise factor of holy crap, Ronda Rousey's in the WWE, she just hasn't connected with the fans. And you know, you can be the best wrestler, you can be the baddest woman on the planet, you can have all whatever skills you want, but if you don't connect, it's just not going to work in this world. There's been reports that Ronda may be done. She'll probably at least be done for a few months. I don't know if she'll come back. If she does, hopefully she can figure out a way to connect, but it just has not worked.
I have not liked Ronda Rousey, really. I mean, again, you said the start, you know, when she had first come in, it was very Ronda Rousey's in WWE type of thing. Like, I don't think people understand how big that was and how big of a star Ronda Rousey was, you know.
It would be as if Conor McGregor came right now.
Right, exactly. And so it was very interesting to me how poorly she has done in the WWE as far as connecting with fans. I don't think her matches have been very good. I don't think she's done very good on the whole wrestling side of things. I really feel like WWE has gotten the women's side wrong for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? They're starting to get there. I really liked Io Sky winning the title. We'll get to that in a moment. But I really liked that. Other than that, I really feel like the women's side of wrestling, WWE has done a really poor job of it. And they've not built these storylines up. They've not, you know, made it entertaining for the fans to look forward to a women's wrestling match for a long time. And I think that that's on the WWE.
Yeah, I agree. It's they haven't done well. I mean, you just look at like match links period for women's matches on shows, and you know, I know it's a big topic of debate online and everything, but I mean, everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not just WWE. You know, women's matches just aren't featured as much, and whatever reason that is, I don't know. But they do need to be, the matches need to have something behind them, I think. You know, you can put 2 women together all you want, but the way I look at it is, I was just thinking about this the other day too, is so obviously on most shows there are more men's matches than women's matches. Majority of the men's matches, there's a little bit of story behind them though. So if you're having one women's match a night, usually, there better be a story behind it. There better be something behind it that makes me want to see what's happening. Because if I have a show full of men's matches that there's no story behind, or there's no build behind it, sure, you can put 2 guys together because they'll have a good match, but I'm not really going to be interested in a whole show of that. So if you're only having 1 or 2 women's matches, we got to have something that makes me want to tune in besides the names or they're good wrestlers.
I agree. Moving forward, though, Gunther defeating Drew McIntyre. I don't think it was as good of a match as Gunther has had in the past with guys
Mhm.
like Sheamus and I gave it a 4 star. I still thought it was a very good match. And I think Gunther winning. Gunther, listen, man, there was someone that I had saw on Twitter that said that Gunther's really not been that good. He's been overrated. Gunther has been so good since
Yeah.
coming into the WWE, or the main roster, rather. Let me tell you something, man. When Dragunov and Gunther happens, that's the guy that I think should beat Gunther and take the title from him. I hope that happens very soon. I don't know if it's going to. Because I don't know. I don't see this Gunther reign lasting much longer. I think he'll get the record maybe, and then
Yeah, he'll get the record. He should get the record.
they will try and get it off of him, but it should be Dragunov that comes up and takes it from him.
Yeah, I honestly I think he probably holds on till Mania. If he doesn't lose at Survivor
I was
Series,
going to ask, do you think he'll get it till Mania?
I would say he has it till Mania. If he doesn't drop it at Survivor Series, I would feel like that would be the big pay-per-view that it happens at. If not, as far as who it'll be to, I'm not sure. But yeah, this match for me, it was 4 stars as well. Comparative to other Gunther matches, he's had tremendous matches, and I know it's unfair to kind of hold him to that kind of standard, but that's how good he is. And McIntyre's has some pretty good matches, but it was still very good. Yeah, 4 stars.
Yeah. Seth Rollins defeats Finn Balor. Now, despite me disagreeing with the ending, we talked about it a little bit before the show.
Mhm.
Finn Balor should have won this match. It fit with the storyline. It fit with the future storylines with Damian Priest and the Judgment Day. It just, everything was lined up for Finn Balor to win this match. And despite all that, Seth Rollins still came out with the victory. And I don't mind that because I like Seth Rollins. But this 100% should have been Finn Balor. Despite all that, this was my favorite match of the night. I gave it as many stars as possible. I know 5 stars is the limit, but you know what? I just wrote as many stars in here as I could because this was my match of the night. It was my favorite match of the night. Man, I hated the ending. I really did. I think Balor should have won. I'm intrigued to see how they're going to do the storyline with Priest and Balor. You can see Priest is getting a little agitated. Heads are starting to butt there. I think that would have been easier to do with the title.
Yeah. If we've learned anything with Triple H is he likes to take his time with everything. There's a long-term plan set in place for a lot of these stories, and he's going to stick to it no matter what. However, I felt like that night should have been Finn Balor's night. I gave this match 4.5 stars. It was by far the match of the night for me. A couple things that kept me from giving it the full 5. First of all, Finn Balor not winning. Second of all, I'm not usually a fan when there's a great match happening of interferences happening. However, it made sense within this. Yeah. I was fine with the Judgment Day coming out. I think I almost would rather just Priest, but I'm fine with Rhea and Dominic coming out too. So I didn't really mind it that much. But again, it was by far the match of the night. They were tearing the house down. Seth wins. I'm curious. I mean, it feels like Finn has to be the next champion with Damian Priest holding Money in the Bank. Maybe not. I don't know if they have another match. Maybe they do. I don't know. 3 straight pay-per-views with them having a match, though. I don't know. Not usually a fan of that either. So, if Finn doesn't get another shot here, I don't know when he wins a championship, which is why it didn't really make sense to me, but it was still a very, very good match.
That's what I'm saying. It is a complete travesty to me that Finn Balor has not held a world title in 7 years.
Yeah.
Since he had to relinquish the Universal Championship back in 2016. I'm as big a Finn Balor guy as you'll ever meet. He is one of, if not my favorite wrestler in the WWE. I've been very vocal about that. So obviously I'm sitting there and I'm watching and I'm thinking, Finn Balor's going to win this match. And I've been waiting 7 years to see Finn Balor win a world championship again. And then he doesn't win. And I don't know where they go with this. A reason I was so disappointed with this was, okay, this is the second time in a row Finn Balor and Seth Rollins have gone head-to-head on pay-per-view. While those matches are very entertaining matches and while they have such good chemistry in the ring together, I don't think that going to a third match makes sense right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, unless You know, Priest cashes in, and then Balor and Priest have a thing going on. I don't know. Again, curious to see where it goes. Obviously, the Judgment Day's end is nearing, which I don't know if I necessarily want to see the Judgment Day end. I just don't want to see Finn Balor in the Judgment Day. I like Finn Balor better when he's kind of on his own. I don't know. That's me personally. Women's matches. This was what, the longest main event the longest PLE women's match in history of the WWE.
It was.
Bianca Belair defeating Charlotte and Asuka, and then Io Sky cashing in to win. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was a good match. I think a lot of it for me was the crowd. I think the crowd really killed that match.
They were pretty, you know, I know it's kind of the cliche, but a lot of people treat women's matches as bad as it is, as, you know, bathroom breaks, going to the concession. And there were some videos of the proof of that happening during this match. Also, you know, you watch a complete heater in Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, and they were completely hot for that match. So probably a little bit of fatigue there from the crowd, which you can see from big pay-per-views like this towards the end. Even with big main events, it can be hard sometimes for the crowd to stay hot for the end matches. But yeah, I thought it was 3.5 stars. Generally not a fan of triple threat championship matches unless absolutely necessary. Kind of back to the point of, you know, this match kind of felt like it was just kind of put together for the championship. Nothing really built behind it. And as you said, you know, watching this match, I felt like this title really needs a reset right now, you know, without even thinking. Honestly, I kind of forgot that Io Sky was Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank winner. Didn't even think about her coming out and cashing in. Looking at these 3, I felt like Bianca should have won because overall, I don't think I want to see another Charlotte championship reign.
No.
Asuka hasn't really done well as champion, as good as she is in the ring. So I feel like Bianca made the most sense to try and make something happen here again with the title. But I was thinking the whole time, man, we really need a reset right now. And then, of course, Io Sky comes out, cashes in, and wins, which is huge. Possibly some kind of tension and damage control now if Bayley wants the title, which they kind of teased a little bit. So 3.5 stars overall for the whole segment between the match and the cash in. Great moment for Io Sky, though.
I liked it because, again, I also forgot about Io Sky. I was disappointed when Bianca Belair won. Excuse me. Bianca Belair to me is just, I mean, her title reign went on for what, over a year?
Yeah.
And it was just so boring to me. There wasn't I don't remember anything from that title reign at all. I thought it was just a boring title reign. I'm not saying Bianca Belair is a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong, but I just thought that her title reign was boring, and I was like, you know what? I just don't want to see her in another title reign. Io Sky cashing in was the right move. I really did like that a lot. And I'm curious to see. I thought that Bayley was going to turn on her at SummerSlam. I thought that was where that was going to go, and it didn't. So curious to see where they go with that.
Yeah, a lot of these same stories happening in WWE, which is fine. But you know, you got damage control, which will probably happen. You got Judgment Day, and you got the Bloodline. Just a bunch of kind of will they, won't they turn situations, which is fine. I think the Bloodline's by far been the best of those scenarios. There's just been a lot of layers to it. But outside of that, you know, those feel like the best things going, which I'm a big faction guy anyway, and I love when people turn and join factions and all that. So I'm fine with it. They can keep doing them. So I'm just kind of interested if people are kind of see this and are like, can they do something else, or, you know, different types of stories, which there is, but these feel like the biggest ones going on, and they all kind of feel the same, but I'm fine with it.
Talking about the Bloodline, Roman Reigns defeating Jey Uso. I gave it 4 stars because of the ending. I did not see it coming. The reason that I was going to give this match 3 stars. Listen, man, it was tribal combat. There's supposed to be no interferences.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that.
And so that's why I hated it. And it was just, to me, it was kind of a boring match there till, even honestly though, it was a boring match until Solo got involved. And then, what's his name that was yelling in the crowd? You know what I'm talking about? He's on the WWE, the
bump or whatever. Yeah, I know. I don't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about.
He was yelling. I thought that was
pretty funny.
That was hilarious. But the ending, I did not see it coming at all.
Yeah, I didn't see a Jimmy turn happening, especially so so soon after they were kind of, him and Jay were kind of at ends, and then they get back together. Personally, for me, this was probably one of the worst Roman Reigns title defenses I've watched in a while. I gave it 3 stars. Didn't like the interference because they stated that tribal combat, none of the family can get involved during the match. I don't know. I knew Jay wasn't going to win. I knew Roman somehow was going to win the match one way or another. Another reason why, and I hate to get into it, but Roman doesn't need the title for all of this. This is his first title defense since WrestleMania, and we're how many months out now?
Yeah.
So you got that. I think everything they've done up to this point, too, hasn't needed the title. I think you could have easily done this match just for the title of the Tribal Chief, and it would have meant all the same. And you look at Cody Rhodes and what he's done, I think Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar for the title would have been fine. And maybe even, you can sprinkle in some championship matches on Monday Night Raws, and at least he would be there on Raws, or I guess it would be Smack. I don't know how they would have done it with the title changes and the brand split, but whatever show, he would have been there probably every week with the title. I feel like your world champion should be on TV every week, if not every week, at least close to it. And it's looking like we're going to get another Roman Reigns little break here, which, Roman Reigns is great. He's built himself into the top star in the company by far. Has he earned this type of schedule? Sure. Yeah, he has. But I would rather him not have the championship for it. So he'll probably hold on to the title until Mania.
At least.
I feel like the only guy that makes sense now would probably be Cody at Mania for them to run that one back. So, we're stuck here for a little bit longer. In terms of what happens next with the Bloodline, obviously it's looking like we're going to have Jimmy versus Jay for a couple months, maybe, to kind of hold things over until Roman's back. But yeah, 3 stars. Wasn't a fan of the match. Typical Roman match. Getting all the heat early. Jay with a little bit of comeback. Once he starts to come back, solo interference, Jimmy interference, Roman wins. So yeah, 3 stars.
The reason I bumped it up from 3 stars to 4 was just because of the ending. Because when Jimmy had pulled Jay out of the ring, I literally turned to Drake and I said, "Is there another one?" I thought that there was another brother that I didn't know about.
There is another one. And,
he just got signed, didn't he?
No, I think he's still in MLW right now, but he's not that skinny, so I knew it wasn't him. He's a big dude. But yeah, I'm sure there's plenty more too that we don't even know about. So.
I thought that I didn't realize it was Jimmy, and honestly, even when he pulled the hood down, I still couldn't tell it was Jimmy. He pulled the mask down. It just surprised me. It was a massive surprise factor. I didn't see it coming.
It was a big surprise. I did not see that coming at all. But yeah,
overall, I gave the show an 8.4 out of 10. I thought this was a really good show altogether.
Yeah, thinking about it, looking at the show, I thought it was very good too. A couple of very good matches. I would probably give it about a 7 out of 10. A couple of downers. I feel like the main event could have been a little bit better. But outside of that, some pretty good matches. Pretty good stuff too.